Race family, what's happening, guys? I hope you're all doing amazing. Welcome back to another video. This here is going to be video 2 of our series of videos where I take time to kind of go over the car, talk about a lot of the parts that I use on my build, answer a lot of the questions that I get from you guys on Instagram, Facebook, on YouTube. If you can already tell by my get up today we're going to be reviewing and talking about some BalticSupraRacing badass racing products. Starting with one of the questions that I get most is what it's like to drive a street Supra without power steering. I have the BalticSupraRacing Flaming River manual rack. I've had it for over a year, so I feel it's the right time to give you guys my honest opinion and full review on it. We're gonna take the car for a little joyride, just slow speed driving through my neighborhood so you can see exactly what it's like to drive without power steering. And if you look behind me, that's the BalticSupraRacing Ultimate IRS setup going on my brother's silver Supra, so you're not gonna wanna miss today's video. Stay tuned. All right, guys, just like I mentioned, let's get started by talking about the BalticSupraRacing Flaming River manual rack. This was actually a mod that I was interested in doing from the second I saw it on his website or heard of it. I'm always looking for ways to cut weight, simplify things under the engine bay, and this mod offered exactly that. Close to 30 pounds in weight savings off the nose of the car, very important. And it just eliminates so much crap. Not to mention, my factory rack and pinion was leaking, so it was the perfect time. Guys, there goes the rain again, but it's not gonna slow us down, man. Let's keep talking about this. I remember looking for videos like this online. I was so curious on what it'll be like to drive a street Supra without power steering. Although the 30 pounds of weight savings was nice and really simplifying things into the engine bay, there were so many times at car meets, at car events, I would see people just fighting with the wheel without power steering. And as much as I drive this car, I didn't want that to be me. And I had heard good news on the manual racks, them being a lot, I guess, more friendly than just taking off the power steering pump on a car and leaving the factory rack. But I wasn't convinced, and I put it off for quite a bit of time till right before Texas 2K 2019, when I had the car fully apart. I had just gotten the engine bay painted, and I said, you know what, this is the perfect time. I'm gonna go ahead and just bite the bullet, order the manual rack. And I'll tell you guys, it's been over a year and it's been everything I wanted and more. I love this thing. There goes the rain, guys. It's freaking pouring rain now. But listen, I'm gonna grab the camera and show you guys. I wanted to simplify the engine bay, and it did exactly that. No more power steering pump, no more reservoir, no more cooler lines in the front. I'm gonna show you guys a quick side-by-side comparison. The rack is just so much simpler than the factory rack. I have really limited information from the time that I installed it, and the reason for that is it was about 2 weeks right before Texas 2K19, and this car was fully apart. No engine, no transmission, no fuel system. I had a mountain of work ahead of me with very little time to do it. It's pouring. With very little time to do it, and I didn't really document installing it or every step of the way, but the video I'm gonna show you guys now will show a nice side-by-side comparison, and I'm gonna walk you guys through it now and talk about all the benefits from going this route. All right, guys, this here is gonna be a nice side-by-side comparison. Here we're looking at the brand new Flaming River manual rack sold by BalticSupraRacing compared to the factory rack. This here is just a big bulky mess. The new rack doesn't have these lines in the front. It won't run any cooler lines to the front. I can get rid of all that. I won't have any reservoir that holds the fluid up here, no power steering pump. It's just gonna be a lot simpler and a lot lighter. All right, so at first glance, when you guys look at the car, no more power steering pump in the way, which makes my life a lot easier, because even simple things like getting to my oil filter, do an oil change, much easier. Working on the intake manifold is a lot easier without that pump in the way. No more reservoir that would have gone here, no more cooler lines that run up front. And then the rack is just way simpler. I'm gonna give you guys a demonstration in just a few minutes what it's like to drive, but guys, when I bought it, I wasn't sure what to expect, and I'm about to show you guys, but I really feel that the car drives amazing. Even low speed, it's a little, obviously, low speed driving is harder than factory, but it's nothing out of the ordinary. I drive it just fine. If you didn't know I didn't have power steering, you probably couldn't even tell by the way I drive the car. All right, I'm also not sure if you guys noticed, so I'm gonna give you guys one more glance under the hood. And for all you die-hard 2JZ guys, tell me if you see anything different. When you're looking at the belts, the pulleys, what do you see that's not OEM? Or it's really hard to tell unless you're really, really familiar. But guys, this pulley here is not factory. When I was considering going this route, one of the things that I was kind of wondering is, a lot of times people that go power steering delete also get rid of the AC. But me being in Florida and this being a street car, getting rid of the AC was not an option. I had to keep it. And I kept wondering, how was I gonna go about routing the belts? I had seen many other people kind of run like a dummy pulley over here so I can clear the tensioner, run a dummy pulley, or just leave the pump. But leaving the pump would have been silly. I wouldn't get as much weight savings. Now this stupid thing's still stuck in your way. And about, I guess like a year and a half ago, I took a business trip to Puerto Rico, and while in Puerto Rico, I met up with Pablo. Pablo's someone that had messaged me before on Instagram, and I want to say on some of our YouTube videos, and he had messaged me on some turbo questions. He has a couple cars in Puerto Rico, one of which is an older school Corolla with a 2JZ, super clean street car. It goes bottom nines on an A340, the same Toyota Trans that I use in this car. And he had some turbo questions. We became good buddies online, and while in Puerto Rico, I decided to meet up with him and kind of see his car collection and hang out with him and meet him. And I had an amazing time. But while hanging out with him and looking at his Corolla, I instantly noticed he had no power steering, but he still had the AC. And right away I was like, how in the world did he route the belt? And then guys, if you look closely, this pulley is not factory. This is the tensioner, right? The tensioner goes there. And what Pablo came up with is he drills and threads the tensioner right through the center and adds this additional pulley. By doing this, then you can route the belt perfect. I put this car to the test, man. Over 9,000 RPMs. The car's gone 7.25 miles, over 200 miles an hour. Out in Mexico, not in the quarter mile. I've gone like 183.25 miles, but over 200 out in Mexico. I've put this engine through everything. I've never even as much as tightened this bolt again. I've had absolutely no issues, no belt issues with this setup. And a lot of you guys that have seen this setup for me have asked for this exact same setup. And just this week, Pablo sent me, I'll show you guys. He sent me 4 of those little kits. So I have them here in this box. So it comes with the bolt, the spacer, and the pulley. He's selling them for $80. I think is worth every penny. So yeah, I'll show you guys briefly. So here's the bolt, the spacer out back, and the pulley that you'll need for this setup. If you guys are interested, let me know. 3 of these 4 are already sold. And I already told him 3 sold within the first couple of days, even before making this video. And I know the last one's gonna go quick. And I told him to work on more, so I'm sure he'll send me more as well. So if you guys are interested, write me a comment down below. You can reach me on Instagram, Baltic_Supra. But guys, the car drives awesome. You're gonna see for yourselves in just a minute. I haven't regretted this mod one time. It really makes everything that much simpler. Granted, I have skinnies up front. I do not have a full-size tire up front, and that has to help as well. But I don't think even with a full, like, when I say full size, I mean, if you got a huge 275 front tire and you're road coursing the car, it might not be the best suit for you. But if you have even a 225 or 215, 235 front tire or skinnies, I really think you'll be fine. So that's that. And now the rain actually slowed down now, thank God. But guys, check this out. What you're looking at here is the BalticSupraRacing ultimate IRS setup. This here is a work of art. I wish it was going on my car, but it's not. It's going on the Silver Supra. This is a 6-speed Supra, and 6-speed cars are that much more violent and aggressive and that much harder to get to go down a drag strip or even a half mile or get them to hook. This setup here has worked magic on Grana's orange car, right? The orange, what's he call it? Orange Man Bad or something crazy like that. This car has worked magic on that car. That car's gone a 7.0 at over 200 miles an hour in the quarter mile, running this IRS setup. And there's a bunch of other badass Supra. Matter of fact, all the baddest IRS Supras are all running this setup. Cars like Jack Kudo, the black Supra that runs an ATF. I want to say built TH400. That car won a 680 recently at over 200 miles an hour, running this setup. Jarrett Holt runs this setup as well. Again, all the baddest Supras that are still IRS run this setup, and I'm really looking forward to doing it on my car as well. But this is for Robert's car. Hopefully in the near future I'll order the same parts for my car. Once we're doing the installation on Robert's car, we're gonna go through more of a detailed video installing them and our review banging gears down the street, down the quarter mile. But man, everything is just truly a work of art. This subframe is freaking amazing. Saves about 30 pounds. This is my first time ever seeing his anti-roll bar. This thing is heavy duty. I mean, the thickness of this pipe, but it's still not even that heavy. All the billet ends, it's a really nice piece. All the hardware is in the box. But overall, we're super pumped with that. We can't wait to get it installed on the car. Again, I hope this information helps you guys. Any questions, comment it down below. And now I say we go for a little cruise. All right, guys, let's go for that ride. Moment of truth. Show you guys exactly what it's like to drive this thing. guys, here we go. Slow speed driving, baby. Look at this. This is just idle speed. I can turn the car with one hand. See, I'll go this way. I'll turn it the other way. So this is all in my driveway here at home. But like I said earlier, guys, I haven't regretted this mod one time. The car drives to me just like factory. Look at this. Here we go, turning again. Just one hand driving. Idle speed right through my neighborhood. What's up, guys? I got some neighbors that love the Supra. I got some neighbors that hate the damn thing. Whenever I have my small little drag exhaust and I'm loading the car on a trailer late at night or early morning for a race, I got some neighbors I piss off. All right, so here we are. There's a roundabout here in the corner of my house. Another great example to just kind of make the easy turn. I don't ever remember a time where I fought the wheel, where I've had to fight it with two hands to drive the car around. It really drives simple, man. And like you can imagine, once we get more speed, if we're on a highway or just even regular roads going 40, 50 miles an hour, you truly cannot even tell that power steering's been removed. The only time is obviously the hardest is at this type of speed, just kind of cruising around, and it's not bad whatsoever. What's up, guys? One hand turn again. All right, guys, I hope that information helps. Here I go messing with the wheel again. I hope it helps. I'm gonna shoot the same exact video in Spanish now for our Spanish audience. If you guys have any questions, write it down below. And come on, you can find these products on granasracing.com. Later, guys.